Good morning, everyone. Today is Wednesday, Halloween Eve, October 30th, and today we will cover the trades for YieldMax funds, Tesley, CONY, NVDY, Misty, and AMZY. All right, so big earnings week still, in motion. So for today, pre-market, no one really that important, Caterpillar and ADP. They're both dividend-paying stocks. Obviously, yields around 2, 3, 4%, so nothing fantastic. So after the close, though, we got some YieldMax underlyings in there. We got Microsoft for MSFO, we got Meta for Phoebe, and then we got Coinbase for Coney. Outside of that, that's pretty much it. But that's a pretty big lineup when it comes to YieldMax holders, right? So we kind of hope, can we go 3 for 3? Doubtful, but we'll see. We'll see how things go. All right, so let's get to the trades. I got to get through some photos here. I did an update to my YieldMax weekly change. So what I do is I track the change week over week for all of the funds to see how the underlyings move. Right? So go check that out. It's a series now. I'm adding 5 each time. The next video, I will have all of them in there. So if you're interested in this, I'll pin this video to the top of the comments. All right, so let's get to it. So NVIDIA had a trade, Coney had a trade, and Misty had a trade. So that's it. But NVIDIA did a weird trade. They kind of got early assignment, and the timing was pretty good because I brought this up. The coach interviewed Jay yesterday, and I said, I was joking around, are they hitting buttons again? But Jay actually, did clarify what happened, which is basically someone took early assignment. It was for one contract, so again, they have to actually show the trade that happened, so it's fine. I'm not going to record the numbers because, again, it's one contract. It's not going to do anything in the overall. But these things happen in the options world. It's unusual, but if you want to see his actual answer, go check out Coach's interview on his channel. Again, he interviewed him yesterday around 4:30. All right? Okay, so Coney had a trade. Well, won't look at that yet. Let's just go right to Misty. So Misty, 4 trades. As you can see, again, I always say if you want to read the intraday trades, first look for BC. All right, so we see BC, buy to close. What the heck are they closing? Well, if you look to the right, that's a lot of contracts. So it looks like they're closing their synthetic position. Their synthetic position, that was a 195 strike price, and they were way ahead of it. So this is a big cash out. This is something that they did not have to do, but maybe they wanted to do it before the fiscal year end. So maybe we're going to get another big payment. I think it looks that way. And then obviously they started a new synthetic position, a buy, call, sell, put, 255 this time, 255 strike price. And cash out, baby, cash out. Let's see what the numbers look like. Okay, here's the Misty file. All right, here is the synthetic 195. So they closed out, again, we could check the numbers, 31,130, yep, 31,130 contracts. And they got a massive credit selling that call. Why? Because they were way, way ahead of the strike. The call paid them $214 million. They only had to pay $15.2 million to close out the put. So if you go to the right under column G, the official number for the cash out on the 195 synthetic is $199 million. In the end, they were up 32% above that strike because MSTR, man, it has been on quite the tear. And by the way, I believe they have earnings tonight, probably after hours. I don't freaking know, but so stay tuned for that. All right, so they opened a new position. It's a 255. 31,130 contracts, same number. It cost them about 13.3 mil to start this new position. So we'll net that out, off of the profit from the other. Again, it's a 255. They're already 1.27% above it. And unfortunately, yeah, and I'll double check this again, but if we go here, an 11:15 expiration. I don't know why. Very short-term expiration. So it doesn't make sense to me why they would have that. And again, I'm going to check it again. So yeah, 11:15:24. So I don't understand it. But whatever. So they'll be cashing out again. So, but either way, they made a lot of money on the synthetic. Let's just say that. All right, so let's move on. How did MSTR do yesterday? MSTR went up 1.14%. Again, it went up. It's crazy. Another day, another up day. But oof. MSTY went up 0.92%. So, I believe it did hit $30 at some point yesterday. MSTR has been fluctuating, actually. If you watch it during the market hours, it's a pretty crazy fun there. All right, so let's get everything. Again, you got to get the proper Zoom game if you want to be a YouTube phone recorder here. All right, so let's see where we stand heading into the rest of the week. Because again, they cashed out their synthetics, so we'll focus on the weeklies. They have 990 contracts, 250 strike price, 3.19% in the money. Unfortunately, their call credit spread, the call that they purchased as, support, if needed, that's 12% away from helping. So it doesn't look like that was needed at this very moment. Then they have 15,895 contracts, 255 strike price. That's also in the money, but only by 1.25%. Same thing with their call credit spread. It's a 290. And then the last position is 14,245 contracts. That's a 260 strike price. That's essentially at the money. It's 0.68% out of the money. And they got back up too, but they don't need it because that's 14% away. But right now for MSTR for the week, if we want to win the weeklies, we actually, we need MSTR to have bad earnings and kind of go down before Friday, right, under the 250 range. I mean, they did go up enough, and of course we could root for them again next week. But as of right now, we're in the money, right? Most of the contracts are in the money. So unless you want to lose out in the weeklies, I mean, we got to root for this thing to go down here. What do we got? Outstanding shares, no change. Is that right? It is, I guess. All right, 30-day IV, 108%. That's awesome. Outstanding shares, 28 million. Net income is not income, unfortunately. It's a loss. They lost 37.3 million. All right. Let's go to the reaction. The Misty fund manager, he's trying to count the money. Again, he cashed out, so he made a lot of money. He's not sure what to do. How much should we pay them? But again, bro, you got 21 days. Relax, right? Next declaration is on November 20th. All right, so let's take a look at the real deal here. Look at that synthetic income. Good Lord, 200 million. I mean, this thing is a beast. All right, so let's deduct out the losses from the weeklies. Net income, $163 million. Again, this is how much they made for everything. Synthetic movement, weekly call income, etc. So the total income per share is $5.82. That's right, $5.82. They made this trade before the end of the fiscal year. And they're probably going to have to pay out 90% of this. So I think we are looking at another massive distribution coming up. It's 21 days away, and I'm assuming they can use that distribution as part of the payouts, that relate to the fiscal year. I don't know. That's a question for, some tax nerds out there, but who knows, man? All I know is we made fit 582 per share so far, and it's far from over. But of course, they're going to lose on the weeklies. The way it looks now, they're going to lose on the weeklies. So we're going to deduct some money out of that. So what do we got here? We got, this is the IV, 108%. So if you do an estimate based on just the IV, it would be $2.68. I did get a question yesterday. Why don't they stop selling weekly calls and just hold the synthetic? Guys, that defeats the whole purpose of this whole thing, right? If it was just a synthetic, you're basically just buying and selling the stock. And that's it. And they're just buying and selling the stock for you, right? At that point, you might as well just buy MSTR and trade it on your own, right? And avoid the little expense fee. But they do the weeklies to really just generate the options income. The synthetic, again, that just represents the movement in the underlying. So when you see mostly synthetic income, again, we're just winning because the underlying's going up. We're not winning because they're doing something fancy here. We're winning because we're making money. We make money on the synthetic when the underlying goes up above the original position, where we started on the synthetic. Hopefully that makes sense, but let me move on. Outstanding holdings. What are we doing here? Again, new synthetic position, but right now they're still looking good on that. Their calls are not looking good, but we'll see how this plays out. If MSTR keeps going up, then yeah, we're gonna lose our shirts on the weeklies. But overall, total net assets 834 mil. The NAV is 29.79 and the trade price is 29.72. 7-cent gap, if anyone cares. All right, so that was MSTY. Now we'll go to Tesley. We did NVDY first yesterday, so let's go to TSLY, TSLY. They have a 245 synthetic. Well, we know that. They don't use it. 1,315 contracts. That's in a good spot. They're up 5.93%. This expires soon, right? It's like 17 days away. So let's cash out soon. All right, the other synthetic, 33,188 contracts. This is they're up 1.77% on that. Same expiration date, 17 days away. So their earnings is up. So at least we could kind of chill out on Tesla. Obviously it's never chill on Tesla, but you get what I mean. There's no big events, hopefully, in the near future. But as of right now, they can make money on this synthetic. So how did Tesla do yesterday? It went down slightly. It went down 1.14%. TSLY only went down 0.46%. Let's zoom out. All right, so where do we stand heading into Friday? Today is what? When? Oh my God, it's only Wednesday. Good God, this is a long week. So they have pretty much all eggs in one basket. I know there's various contracts here and I have it separated, but that's because it cost them different prices to start the position, plus the trades were done on different days. But I don't need to go through each one. All I need to tell you is all of the contracts, they have a 262.50 strike price and they are 1.15% out of the money. So, from where we stand right now, it's okay. But there's 3 trading days left. So Tesla needs to really just chill out, stay flat, which is possible, but who knows? It could, but they do have the call credit spread. Again, they've been doing that on all of them, it seems. And that's 8% away from helping. Again, will we need it? I don't know. But right now, we're okay. If we close today, we're good. Outstanding shares, did we go up? Yes, we did. So we went up by 750,000. Who bought in? Nobody knows. 30-day IV, 51%. That's okay, I guess. Outstanding shares, 69 million. Total net income, that's a loss of 9.3 mil. So, good job so far. Again, the week is kind of flattened down. So that's okay. And by the way, today is Group A declaration date. As I make this video, the numbers are probably out. It's usually what happens, and it interrupts my premiere, but that's okay. It's all good, YieldMax. It's all good, Jay. But we'll have to talk about that one. Anyway, today's declaration day. So we'll see what they pay. We'll see what Tesley pays, and we'll go from there. But yeah. I am working from home. This is the last Wednesday. I'll probably be home for the most part, but I will try to get a lunchtime video out. Starting next week, though, I'm not, yeah, no lunchtime videos. Because when I'm at work, I have to, I use the gym during the lunch break. So when I'm home, if I drive to the gym, it's not worth the time. By the time I get there, again, it kills up so much time. So anyway, here are the numbers. Basically the closeout, right? The closeout for the 4-week. Synthetic income, 15.1 mil. Short call loss, 9.3 mil. So total net income is 5.8 mil. So if you look at actual total income per share, they only made 8 cents. So anything they pay, it's essentially return of capital, right? Most of it. So what I'll do is I'll put how much they paid per share, and then I'll update this shares column as of tomorrow's date, right? So whatever we show as of the close today will be the number of outstanding shares that qualify for the distribution. So I'll add that number, I'll update that number, and then it'll take that number, multiply it by the distro per share, and that's the actual payment out of pocket, right, that they're paying Tesley shareholders, right? And then from there, we can see, okay, is there a credit left? Is there a debit? And then that should be the true numbers, going forward. Obviously, the fiscal year is not even up yet, right? We still have tomorrow, today and tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. But again, today, Group A is essentially in their second cycle, and they will declare today. All right, so synthetic, the synthetic, again, is in a good spot. So they'll cash out on that soon. The weeklies, we'll see how that plays out. We've got 3 days, but outstanding or assets under management, total net assets, 886 mil. The NAV is 1285. The trade price is 1285. Okay. Moving on to NVDY. So NVDY has a 130 synthetic, 90,640 contracts. Again, this expires before Christmas, so that's good. 1220. I'm considering having Jay on before Christmas if that would interest any of you. I wasn't going to do it until the beginning of the year, but again, that's a pretty damn busy time too. So I'm thinking maybe before Christmas we'll get some, we'll get like a holiday edition thing going. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. All right, so the NVIDIA strike price on their synthetic is 130. They're 8.65% above that. But, that's just going to sit there. That's going to hang around, maybe, unless they need it. That expires in 52 days. All right, so what do we got here? We got, from yesterday, NVIDIA went up 0.52%. So rather slow day. NVIDIA has been rather chill. And you know what? That's a good thing, right? It's chill like Apple, but the IV is not chill. And that's what we want. We want high IV, but we want chill movement, all right? Can we get that, all right? So if we can get that, the numbers don't show it historically, because if you guys watch my weekly change video, NVIDIA is one of the worst. But that's, of course, through their insane bull run, right? So over time, hopefully their numbers get better as they kind of chillax in their, $1 trillion market cap area, whatever the hell they're worth. All right, NVIDIA went up 0.5%. So again, they captured essentially all of it. So good job. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers. Again, everything else is gray. So we got all eggs in one basket here. 90,640 contracts, 147 strike price, 4.07% out of the money. Is that safe? Well, it's never safe, really, is it? But for 3 trading days, 4% on a stock that hasn't been moving much, I feel pretty good about it at this very moment. Time will change that. We'll see. Outstanding shares did go up as well. That's good. 150K. People asked also, how can they have to be forced to sell out of shares if the outstanding shares did not go down? Well, the reverse question can also happen. Like yesterday, as you saw, NVIDIA had additional outstanding shares, and they didn't add anything, right? So it's all about number one, how frequent they update their website, or their holdings, I should say, to reflect the proper outstanding shares? And number two, did they, when they have enough to do a creation units, right? I believe they do 25,000 creation units at a time. They add or remove. So I don't know, man. It's up to them to update their website, and it's up to them to make the trade, because it's possible that they wait, right? People could jump in and out of the fund. And I would think, especially when they jump in, they don't have to utilize it right away. Maybe they wait a day, maybe they wait two. As far as when selling out, I would think they can't wait that long until they do that. But again, I don't know. Let me move on. I think I confused everyone worse. 30-day, I have a 61%. Outstanding shares, 48.4 mil. Total net income, 5.4 mil. Distribution, again, these are tiny numbers. I hate even reading them. 11 cents. Daily income, penny a day. Daily at 0.02%. Annualized yield, 8.2. Yeah. Reaction, as we said, Nvidia's chill. So chill is good, but this is the Nvidia fund manager. Hasn't made a trade in a few days. He's just waiting for the time value to run out on the option so he can win his weekly. And then he can go out Friday night with the ladies and party it up, right? But right now he's being a good boy. He's at work. He's in the office, right? A lot of people, a lot of companies bringing back their employees to the office. Jay may be one of them. I'm not sure. But here we are. He's in the office. He's just waiting, looking at the clock, and we'll see. 7 days, by the way, Group B declares again. And what will NVIDIA pay? That'll be an exciting one to make this weekend. 92 million they made in synthetics. We know that. And then they made money on the weeklies, 5.4. So we're looking at 202 total income per share, which is nice. What about the weeklies? 11 cents. So Automator's kind of useless. But if we look at the IV alone, 61% IV would pay $1.34. So the range right now is $1.34 to 202. Outstanding holdings. So what do they got? They're synthetic. As we said, they're in a really good spot. The orange is greater than the pink, so no gold digger here. And yeah, again, we'll see how it plays out. Nothing. Nvidia's boring. What can we say? Boring is a good way. But the total net assets, again, still biggest fund by a lot, 1.2 billion. The NAV is 26.21 and the trade price is 26.28. But we'll see how that plays out. Will they cash out their synthetic before the fiscal year end in 2 days? I would say no. They don't need to. They have a lot of synthetic income already. All right, so last but not least, let's look at Coney and AMZY. But we'll have to look at Coney first because they had a trade. So if we go here, it looks like they closed out their synthetic position. Again, if you look at intraday trades, you see a BC, buy to close. So there's two buy to close here. I don't know why they separated out the closure of the synthetic. This is actually unusual. But they closed the synthetic out in 2 tries. They closed it out first, 25,215 contracts. Then they closed out 10,000. They had 35,215 contracts. So, and if you look at the BC execution price to the right, it's a good number, right? So, is it a lot? Sure, it's a lot. But how much did they make? Well, actually, the one is. Oh, I'm sorry, not the BC. The BC is for the put. So they buy to close the put. This is how much they pay to close the put. I'm sorry, look at the S for the sell. Because obviously when they sell, they get the credit. So they sold the 190. Look at that, 44.70 and 45.30. So that is pretty damn good. And then obviously they started a new synthetic position. 220. 220 is the strike. They did it in 2 tries. Okay, whatever. And it looks like the buy call cost more than the credit on the sell put, which, that's typical. So it's all good. Let's take a look at the numbers though. I did run them for you guys. I wasn't going to, but I did. So I will show you. So here it is on column D. So these, I went in order. I put the credit, the debit, the debit, the credit, the credit, the debit, the debit, the credit. So, and you can see the formulas I have in there, right? You take the contracts times 100 times the execution price, and boom, that's how much they made. But in the end, they made 104.7 mil for all those trades, which comes to about 203 per share if you care. All right. So there is that. So I'm not completely bailing on Coney. See, I do some work. So that helped out, hopefully, for you guys, if you were wondering. Because, Coney shareholders, they have been suffering. They have been suffering. And it's nice to see a solid recovery. So Coin yesterday, they went up 1.62%. Coney went up 1.18%. And guess what? Yield whatever. Someone made a comment that I keep getting the earnings date wrong. And he was right. Because oddly enough, I had the earnings, the photo that I was going over. Yet I guess I still had an old estimate earnings date on there. But anyway, Coney earnings, I'll get it right now, tonight, right? After hours, October 30th. So stay tuned for that. Will it be good? Who the hell knows, right? Let's take a look at the IV, by the way. 88% for earnings. Okay, that's not bad. 100% would have been nice, right? All right, so here's all of their holdings now. So they have a new synthetic. Again, they have a 220. Coin's price is currently 219, but obviously they sold an at the money, synthetic strike price. It expires 12/20, so that's good, right before Christmas. And then here's their calls. How are they doing? Well, they all expire Friday, November 1st. And let me see how big some of these are. Well, yeah, the largest position is in the money, 17,500 contracts, 2.12% in the money. So maybe we do want bad earnings, right? Do we want bad earnings? I don't know. 7,715 contracts, 220 strike price, 0.15% out of the money. And then 10,000 contracts, 225 strike, 2.43% out of the money. So they're in a tough spot here. But if earnings can just be okay and the stock can go down a little, that's probably the best case scenario for the weeklies. But, who knows, man? We'll see. All right, assets under management or total net assets or whatever we want to call it because we're tired. 746 mil. The NAV is 1446, trade price 1444. Now, synthetic income, obviously not much because, they just opened it. So we won't look at that. We will look at the 30-day IV, 88%, as we said, which is pretty nice. So if we look at that, the IV estimate would be 99 cents. Again, that's not a lot of money, but it's almost $1. They're part of Group C. They declare again 14 days, which is on November 13th. Okay? AMZY did not have a trade. Amazon went up 1.28% yesterday, and AMZY went up 0.89%. So not bad. It's showing $19. We'll take it, man. And Amazon, again, busy freaking earnings week. Amazon has earnings on Halloween. So, yeah. Halloween, yay, right? All right, so we have their synthetic. They have a 185. They're doing good. They're 3.05% above that. This synthetic expires very soon, 17 days away. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out, but hopefully they can cash out, make some money. But how are their weeklies doing, right? All eggs in one basket. They got a 195 call, 2.19% out of the money. But again, they got earnings, so this is not safe by any means. But, time will tell. All right, so outstanding total net assets, 181 mil. The NAV, 1896, and the trade price, 19 even. 19, I like it. 30-day IV for Amazon, 39.65%. The estimate based on that would be 58 cents. Again, they're part of Group D, so they don't declare again for 21 days on November 20th. So we got time. We got some time. All right, so that's all the funds. So let's get to the pre-market party, right? Okay. Let me refresh. I don't know what time it is. Let's see. This is as of 5:35 a.m. I did not get up at 2 in the morning today, or 2:30 in the morning. I got up at 4, actually, when my alarm went off. But I did go to bed late, unfortunately, so I'm kind of still a little behind on the sleep. But wah, I know. All right, Tesla is up 0.57%. They're at 261. Tesley is up 0.7%. They're at 1294. Nvidia is down 0.67%. They're at 140.30. NVDY is down 0.49%. They're at 26.15. CONY is down, wow, 1.4%. They're at 216.54. Maybe a little sell-off before earnings. CONY is down 0.69%. They're at 14.34. MSTR is down. All right, another earnings. 2.49%. They're at 251.80. Could MSTY be a buy? MSTY is down 2.15%. They're at 29.08. TSLY is up 1.17%. They're at 12.96. I did do a buy to close yesterday. So I did close out another sold call that I had. And I took the profit. And I said, you know what? Just in case they decide to moon before the end of the week, let me keep my shares. So that's why I decided to do that. TNA, they were rather red yesterday, so I did sell another put on them. My favorite strike price is $42. They're down 0.43%. Actually, yesterday's trade on TNA, I made $200. That's my first options trade. I made $200. I sold a put for 42 strike. I made $2 per share, or $200 total. I don't even know if I took the screen print, or else I'd show you, but it was just I don't know, it's pretty sweet. But anyway, they're still going down, it looks like, but as of at least pre-market, they're down 0.43% at 44.02. AMZY, they're down 5.5%. They're at 13.24. I think they had earnings last night, so maybe that did not go so well. AMZY, this is nice. They're up 0.63%. They're at 19.12. Bitcoin is down 0.07%. They're at 72,000. Good Lord, 481. BitX is up 0.06%. They're at 35.85. SOXL, oh my God, they are down a lot, 5.85%. They're at 35.76. I closed out my trade on them. So I only have the pending on the TNA. Oh, and I did sell a put on TSLY yesterday below my cost basis. I sold the put at $11. Cost basis is $11.50. So I got calls and puts going on with TSLL, and I got puts going on with TNA. Again, loving options. So I've been getting into a deeper dive on the options trading on, somewhat of a periodic, we'll call it the ROD trades, but it's for the, the people want to see it in the ROD Wolfpack, at least a little more detail. I know most of you don't want to see that crap on a daily basis, which is fine. So that's why I'm trying not to, fill the daily video with that, okay? So we're at the end. So that being said, as always, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you were entertained. If not, we will try again tomorrow. All right? So if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. Just hit it once. If you hit it twice, it'll go away, right? You can hit it once, 3 times, 5 times, any odd number, but don't hit an even number. But yeah, if you enjoy it, make sure that happens. And then YouTube will say, okay, people like this video, let's send it to the other people. And again, that's the hope, right? Also, if you have any questions or concerns, leave them down in the comments below. Outside of that, I got nothing except a keyword. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, what you have to do is you have to type the keyword. So what we'll do is we'll kind of do a little follow-up from yesterday, right? So yesterday's keyword was go Rays. Today's keyword is Rays won. So we won our last baseball game of the season. It wasn't really a championship per se, because we didn't really have enough teams to make it like an official championship. But we did end the season 8-2 with the best record. and we ended with a win. So, I mean, and the kids had fun, and I got them a little something at the end. So it was overall a good fall season. I think so. And again, this is my first time managing. I had to manage because no one else stepped up. I usually just coach, and then I let someone else manage. They deal with the, the paper, not paperwork, but like the communication and all that jazz. I like to just coach. I don't really want to be, doing any additional, but you had to do what you had to do. But anyway, enough of that. So if you made it this far in the video, and like I said, if you want to prove it, you have to type raise one. The raise one. Yankees won too, but it doesn't look good for them. But anyway, like I said, that's the key word. And I just want to say, if you made it this far, seriously, thank you. Like, also, what are you doing? Like, how are you watching some dude in the garage, right? Freezing. Although it's getting a little warmer, so this is telling me I should probably get my ass out there for a jog at lunchtime. However, lunchtime is typically now filled with, at least on Wednesday, if I'm home, the freaking declaration crap, right? So, I don't know, man. Busy time in high yield, the high yield world. So, all right, guys, that's enough yapping. Let me close this video out. Let me get this posted, and then we'll get to work. All right, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Later.